Pressing
Okay,
record.
yeah. I'm just a man on an iPhone. I have no options.
You have no
I'm
options,
saying
and we're
this.
live in 3, 2, 1. We're live. Welcome to the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast via Zoom. A couple technical difficulties. It is Wednesday, October 28th, almost Thursday, October 29th. I'm your Zoom host, Theron, with the real host or co-host or other host, Tommy, straight out of Dallas, Texas. Myself, Tommy, coming out of the PHX. What's going on in Arizona? How's it going? How we doing? How you living? Mic check, by the way. This is a live mic check.
It's a live everything, man. It wouldn't be a Bros for Rebel show if I had some kind of technical difficulties or some kind of delay or someone just not showing up on time. Not gonna name names, but it was me, 100%
It was
me.
actually also me, because technically I may or may not have been at your local pub called the Londoner in Dallas, Texas. If you're ever there, you should stop by, having a drink with some friends, or
Was there
have.
mask wearing and social distancing?
Oh, we don't do that in Dallas anymore. All bets are off. I may have also not been at the Lion and Crown, also in Dallas, Texas, having a quick drink, which I have to resume these drinks once I finish this show. Hence my post-haste attitude. So it was me that was late. We were supposed to start an hour ago. I was like 20 minutes late, so I take the fall. Can't leave the man out to dry. Can't stab him in the back, much like Pete Dunne did to Kyle O'Reilly tonight on Halloween Havoc.
What?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, you're good. Everything's good out there that way. Everything's good out here this way. We're
Did
just
you
going to
vote?
– I thought voting wasn't until November 8th or 4th.
Don't show up on November 8th or November 4th. It's November 3rd, sir.
Okay, November 3rd. Right. Well, I was close. I thought I don't have until the
What
3rd.
about early voting?
I know about early voting. I'm waiting for
You
my
can't.
voter registration card to come in the mail. I sent it off. Why is your picture gone? Where'd you go? Are you still there?
No, sorry. I'm just going on my settings real quick. Yeah.
That
Oh,
looks
no.
nothing like the Tommy that we were just talking to, but it's okay. It's a great family photo.
Thank you.
I will vote. So yes, I would say I voted. Just waiting on some final documentations from the government, but I should be good to go. We'll be voting by November 3rd. I've seen a lot of early votes. I've seen people with the stickers, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So looks like Texas is rocking. Other states are Wait, so you must have voted, or else you wouldn't have asked that question.
Yeah, exactly. I voted
But
today, so
you
yeah.
voted today. Were you able to go into like an actual polling place, or did you send off a vote? Or
We got our ballots in the mail. I filled them out last night, and I dropped them off at a ballot box this morning. It's pretty
do you
easy
believe
peasy.
your ballot will reach where it needs to reach, or will it end up somewhere in Florida?
Somehow get in the Everglades of Florida eaten by an alligator. No, I trust the process because it was like a location like off Apache in McClintock. You know that area very well.
Yep, I do.
There was just a location. You just go inside, and there had little voting stands, and then right in the front they had a big ballot box thing where you can just drop off your vote, and they asked if you signed it and dated it, and they said yeah. And I said just dropped them off. So yeah, it looks pretty secure for me.
The Philadelphia 76ers once trusted the process. They're still trusting the process.
Now they have a new GM, they're the Rockets GM.
They have a new GM. They have a new coach. So, yeah, they're doing big things. We're trying to speed through the show, not speed because I have to go somewhere, but because my internet, which is hardwired, was being funky. So let's just hope it holds up. Yeah.
That's what I was doing. I switched to my cell service instead of my wonky internet, so that'll help out.
Oh, nice. What do you have now, AT&T?
No, I have Verizon.
Oh, that's cool. They're very fast. They're probably the most reliable network. Oh, don't worry about the water falling on the computer in the middle of it.
Oh, God, no. I thought the producer was here.
It was a water bottle. It was closed.
Okay.
So, yeah, you voted. Last time we talked, the Lakers were still going for the championship, as were the Major League Baseball playoffs. So we have two champions out of the city of LA, the Dodgers and the Lakers. Are you cool with both of those champs, or do you not give a flying philodendron?
A philodendron. Yeah, I think they both best teams in both cases won. So
Absolutely.
Dodgers were the best team the last couple of years. They finally got over the hump, and the Lakers they formed a super teams, and anything could happen in the bubble. So I think they're all valid champions. No asterisks from my end. What about you?
I have no asterisks. I have no problems with the GOAT ascending as the GOAT. He's moving into that conversation. The conversation gets more serious every time he wins a championship. And as he said, he wants his damn respect. So I give him all his respect. All the haters out there, they can suck it. But that's how I feel about that. There's so many haters out there. Back when MJ was doing his thing, he had so many haters. When Kobe did his thing, there were so many haters. So I'm happy for them. Happy for the Dodgers. Just I don't know, just with, things that have happened in the last few years in LA with Nipsey Hussle, Kobe Bryant, and Gianna. I'm just happy to see them get some wins. Obviously,
that's crazy coming from a former Arizona fan, because Arizona hates all LA teams.
They definitely hate all LA teams, but as an older individual, you can respect it. So obviously, if the Cardinals are playing the Rams, it's always go Cardinals, which I think that the NFC West is one of the best divisions in football right now. No doubt about it. All the teams are over 500, so that's going to be a wacky race to the finish. If the Dodgers are playing the Diamondbacks, it's obviously go D-backs. If the Lakers were playing the Suns, it'd be go Suns. But since none of those things are happening right now, they're not relevant at the moment. It's all about LA. It's kind of like an homage to the Southwest, which extends to the West Coast. I've always been a West Coast kid.
West side, the best side.
West side till I die.
Wait, what the heck? You've already been a West Coast kid. I've
always been a Southwest kid, but I've lived
Florida.
The best coast I've ever been on is the West Coast. There's no doubt about it. Especially being an Arizonan, like nothing compares to Arizona. Living in Texas for a year and some months now through a pandemic, Texans are big on their state. It's not a lie. Like before I've ever lived here, I know that you probably heard, like, Texas has always tried to be its own country. That ish is real. They really believe they're the best state. And we're going to leave it at that because I live here still. I got to go out into the world.
How about them Cowboys?
Sorry. I posted a meme that had Dak laying in the hospital bed with Andy Dalton next to him saying, "Hey, Lieutenant Dak, I got you some ice cream, Lieutenant Dak." It was from Forrest Gump. Our younger millennials probably won't know what that is. That doesn't matter. The Cowboys season is probably over, but they'll somehow get into the playoffs or at least play in the final game to determine the final seed, because that whole division is just it's trash. It's laughable. It's trash. But I'm thinking in a couple of years, some of those teams will recover. It just goes to show that we're still in a pandemic. The NFL didn't have an off-season program. These guys didn't get to work together. I'm not making excuses for any of those teams. I'm just saying you can see that it does affect the teams that are trying to figure it out, new coaches, new staff. It's tough. The NFL is a tough game. It's a violent sport. You are professionals. There are teams that are really good, and there are teams that are struggling, Dallas Cowboys being one of them. So we'll see what happens. Very somber mood in Dallas. But their fans ride forever. So.
Yeah, that's true, man. They're the Cowboy fans. They're one of the most loyal fan bases. I give them that credit. This time next week when we talk, or maybe the week after that, the ASU football Pac-12 football might be back alive.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're doing 7 games. Let's hope they don't have the same fate as Wisconsin, right?
What happened to Wisconsin?
I guess you don't watch sport. The guy that went out and broke all the records last week, throwing all those touchdowns, he tested positive for COVID. The backup to him tested positive. The starter was already.
Oh, gosh.
So they're 4th-string quarterback. So they canceled their game against Nebraska. They're not going to make up the game. Basically, yeah. So
Wisconsin's ranked too, I think.
Yeah, they're one.
Yeah, they already delayed their first game.
They paused all team activities for a week. So I don't know.
Oh man,
in the middle of a pandemic, but it seems like
Big Ten just came back last week, and they're already postponing a game.
Oh man, these are the times we live in. You got to take every precaution. We saw what happened in the NFL with the Titans, the Patriots, a couple other teams. I think Houston closed their facility today. Luckily, they're on the bye week. Doesn't matter because they suck anyway. But
why can't I bury the Texas team?
I'm not even trying. Well, no one in Dallas likes Houston. Let's be real.
Okay. Wow.
Houston don't like
rivalry.
Dallas don't like Houston. They don't like each other. People from Dallas say Houston's awful. People from Houston probably say Dallas is awful. I'm just giving you what I know as a tourist that just happens to live here.
It's a man on the streets observing.
I'm just giving you everything I got right now. Give it everything you got. Everything you got. Okay. Back to character. What else is there? That's it. Yeah. By the time we talk again, we could have voted. All of us could have voted by then.
We could have a new president or the same president the next year.
We
Yeah.
could have the new president or the same president. No matter who you vote for, this is the Bros Before Elbows special announcement. Ad lib. I encourage you to get out there and vote. Your vote does count, even if you think it doesn't count, because someone from an electoral college from your state will go vote for you anyway. It counts. So please go out there and vote. Make your name heard. Make your voices heard. Get out there. This is what a time to be alive. This is probably one of the most pivotal elections in all of history, even though I think they say that every election.
They really do, man.
I really think they mean it this time.
It's advertising. Yeah.
I don't know if they do or don't mean it. I don't know what will happen in the next 4 years. I'm not going to give you my political views. I don't have many.
Oh, gosh.
I'm just going to tell you, get out there and vote. Whoever you vote for, you're entitled to your own opinion as an American citizen or a registered voter. That's my thoughts on that.
You see the new Borat movie? Speaking of politics.
No, don't you have to buy it? I mean, I know it's on.
No, it's free on Amazon. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought you had to buy it too. Then I checked on it and it says streaming free. So I was like, okay.
Does it matter if I haven't watched the first? Well, I've watched the first Borat now, but I didn't see that when it came out. Did you see it?
Yeah. Did we see it in theaters together, possibly? Or did I see it with someone? I thought I saw it in theaters, man.
You probably saw it in theaters, and I probably didn't. But maybe that was a Christmas.
I don't think you need to see a second one. It's just like a documentary, like mockumentary kind of thing. It's about like, it's Borat and his daughter.
Wasn't the first one the documentary?
Yeah, same thing, same kind of seal, like kind of like Jackass, kind of like prank kind of show. So that said, I heard this one's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it because I mean we're still in COVID time, so we watch a lot. I'm actually watching Dexter right now.
Dexter?
Yeah, man, that show.
The first time through?
No, so I've probably seen seasons 1 and 2 5 years ago. Because as I'm watching season 1, I'm on the season finale. I remember everything that happened. About to start season 2. I'm pretty sure I've seen all of season 2 because I think based on the stories I remember from season 2, I think whatever I remember happening in season 2 happens at the end of season 2. So I've probably seen the first 2 seasons, but it was like 5 years ago.
You punted on after season 2.
It's just, man, there's so many shows to watch.
There's a lot of seasons too, man.
You got to go sell chicken wings at the chicken shack or pizza slices at the pizza shack or cable TV at the cable TV shack. Like
the cable TV
internet and phone. I don't know. Cell phone service. There's just too many things to do. Barely keeping up with wrestling as it is. So,
no, man, you're a lifeline. The producer, we didn't even talk about producer. Producer's still not producing.
He's still not producing. We still don't have an iTunes. I think we're at least on YouTube. Speaking of which,
somewhat.
So the Bros Before Elbows podcast is available on YouTube. Hopefully it can somehow get the cage side seats. I don't know where.
I'll try this time. Last time I was too wild. Wild the night before. I slept on in the morning of. It's
okay. It'll definitely be on YouTube. I know that.
Yes.
Eventually we'll get back to wherever podcasts are sold. So you're talking about Podbean, Napster, Spotify, LimeWire. Did I name all of them?
LimeWire. It will go burn you a CD of this podcast. You can put it in your CD player and listen to it at a later date.
iTunes. So it's really iTunes, Facebook, YouTube, Cage Side Seats, Podbean,
and Spotify.
Yeah,
what up? Episodes on that, and we punted on it.
Yeah, what up, Joe Budden? What up, Joe Budden? We out here. You probably didn't hear about that beef with Joe Budden and Spotify, but it doesn't matter.
I know Joe Rogan's on Spotify.
He's awesome. He does great. He did a recent episode.
He's in Austin, Texas, man. How far are you from Austin?
4 hours, I think. We were talking about it at the pub.
Texas is big.
3 to 4 hours away. We're talking about going. There's a river down there, like the Salt River where you can float.
Have you been down to Austin before?
No, I've never been to Austin. I heard it's really nice, though.
Yeah, like crazy bar scene. Like 6th Street or something like that? Or
6th Street is what everyone talks about. Everyone here knows about 6th Street.
Yeah.
I'm like, is 6th Street Mill Avenue, though? Because Mill Avenue is legendary, man.
It's like 6th Street's like Mill Avenue on like steroids or something. Like 3
Mill Avenue on steroids?
That's what I heard, man.
Bro, that's big, bro. That's major. I'll probably find Matthew McConaughey down there.
All right.
He'll probably tell me to buy a Lincoln.
Buy a Lincoln.
Yeah, a Lincoln Town Car. That's what he sells. He also sells the local energy company, Reliant and Lincoln. I got Reliant.
He's on there? Oh, he's out there.
Yeah, he's a spokesman for those two. He's also a professor at UT Austin or University of Texas.
Yeah, he's a big Longhorns fan, man.
Big Longhorns fan. Yeah, he was there for that big game back in 05. 05.
Will Ferrell was there too, and Snoop Dogg.
They were both there. They both lost that day.
It's got to rub salt in that wound.
I don't want to rub salt in either of your wounds. I think you guys are great. Don't be mad. What am I segueing to here? Halfway through the NFL season, anything shocking? The Browns are 4-2. The Steelers are undefeated. We play them this weekend. The Giants are
1-6, man. Probably about to be 1-7. They play Tom Brady and the Bucks on Monday night.
Oh, they do. But did you see that horrible "Come On Man" by Daniel Jones by chance, where he
ran
that 70-yard run and tripped? He's mobile though. I'm not gonna give up on Daniel Jones yet.
He's mobile, but he can't make more than one read.
Oh,
my first read's not open. Oh well, I might as well just scramble into pressure or scramble into.
Are you guys tanking for T-Law like the Jets?
We can't be as bad as the Jets or the Cowboys if they're third string quarterbacks. I don't think we can get them, man. I think we're just good enough to not get a top 3 pick. We'll probably be at number 5 again.
Maybe you need a lineman or something. I don't know.
We drafted a lineman last year, and he started.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. I don't know what we need, man. We need so much.
It's all right. It'll come. You guys have 2 Super Bowls to our 2 Super Bowls, so I guess we're even.
Yeah. When's the Pac-12 schedule? That's all I care about.
When does it actually start? Next week?
I think it's next weekend, the first weekend in November.
Don't we play USC week 1?
Yeah, week 1.
Oh my God!
ASU, man. Yeah.
Where do we play in Tempe at least?
I know it's in California.
Will there be fans? No, there probably won't.
No, it won't be. Not especially in California. Nope.
Okay.
No, there won't. But it's like the big noon kickoff is the big Fox game that weekend.
Yes, sir.
Lots of hype, man. Yeah.
Let's go. We still have that one dude, Frank. I forget his last name.
Frank Darby. He's tight.
Yeah,
he's next great wide receiver.
Yep, he's good. And then we have obviously what's his name? Jaden Daniels. Is that his name?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He's live, so we'll see. I mean, it's a pandemic season, so anything can happen.
Something wacky is going to happen.
I already know.
It's all said and done, I think. Yeah, so
I'm excited.
I'm excited. I'm hyped. Yeah, more football.
Yeah, more football. More things to cause me to not watch what we were supposed to talk about anyway, which is professional wrestling. Speaking of wrestling, we'll get a little bit of wrestling in. Have you been? I heard
Hell in the Cell. I heard Hell in the Cell was an awesome pay-per-view.
Hell in the Cell was actually really good. The way that the producers and the creative minds came up with the match order was really good. The show was really good. The stories.
What do you mean by match order? They just put.
They opened with Roman Reigns versus his cousin.
Jay Uso.
That was the first match. I always forget.
Wow.
That was the first match of the night. Like literally, the first match of the night is main event caliber. But they're like, we got to get eyes on the TV because you got Sunday Night Football. I believe the Dodgers and the Rays were playing. By the way, props to the Dodgers again. I don't remember. So there's a lot of other stuff happening. So they opened with that, and the match itself was so good. The story was so good. Obviously, Roman Reigns went over as the winner, but just like the way they told the story, the beating they put on each other, they kind of let Jay or Jimmy, I'm sorry, I will figure out which one it is. I should know. Kind of go with a lot of the vulgarity within the match. So it was like you could hear him cussing and just the back and forth, like them talking trash to each other was so good. Like you could hear Roman just, talking trash to Jimmy or Jay, Jimmy talking trash back. The match was long. The spots were great. The delivery was great. And then at the end, obviously, I don't know if you know the ending, but I'll spoil it because I don't care.
Yeah, spoil it. Yeah. Everyone's
the twin brother comes out because Roman's about to literally take a steel step and not put it into his chest. It looked like he was going to take and put the bottom of the steps through the Uso's face. I don't know.
Oh, my gosh.
So the twin comes out, dives on the cousin. What are you doing? Da, 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 da. Roman plays like he's lost his way and the whole Paul Heyman thing. And he's like, I'm sorry. He starts crying. He literally is crying in tears. And then he chokes out the cousin who just had knee surgery. Like, he's not even healthy. He gets him in that guillotine choke, which makes the other cousin quit. The Alpha and Sika, so one of those is Roman's actual father. The other is his uncle, obviously. The head of the Anais, the Wild Samoans come out. meet him at the top of the ramp, give him this awesome lay. The lay was sick. Crowned him as the tribal chief. So now your tribal chief is officially the chief.
He should come out with a custom tribal chief smoking skull Brahma Bull belt or something like that.
He should come out with a custom belt, custom universal title. But I thought that was really good.
Damn, man, what a way to start the.
It started off crazy, and then it's like, how do you follow that up? So you had Otis and Miz in the Money in the Bank contract match. Miz went over.
Tucker, was this a normal match or was it like
it was a straight up match? It was a straight up match. Tucker actually turned on Otis.
Why?
Why? I don't know, but I had a feeling. I was like, I just feel like Tucker's going to turn on his boy. But I was like, nah, he won't turn.
But why? Oh, my God. They didn't explain yet? Or they didn't say it?
No, they did. So basically, match is going on. Otis is getting the upper hand. Ref gets distracted. Tucker somehow gets his hand on the briefcase and slaps Otis in the back of the head with it. Miz covers him. Miz is shocked. Miz is like, I can't believe you did it. Tucker just basically said, it's just that jealous tag team partner who's not in the limelight. Like, y'all are all, it was like Tucker, he was basically saying, like, creative was telling him, don't talk too much. Make sure Otis gets all the shine. Make sure, Otis has this storyline. Otis is with Mandy Rose, blah, blah, blah. So it's like a jealous thing. They're on two separate brands, but they're supposed to feud for a little bit. So it's good for Tucker because, I mean, I wasn't like –
he was going nowhere.
Yeah, I wasn't like super sold on Heavy Machinery, but I was kind of like, I don't know, held some reserve because Tucker went to Arizona State. I don't know if you know that. Or not. Okay. He went to ASU, so I'm like, prior to the Sun Devil kind of thing, there's a pitchfork off the screen that you can't see. So I wanted to see what they were going to do, and I was like, if he split up from his tag team partner, he's probably screwed. He's probably going to be at that catering table. Like, it's either that or he joins Retribution, and Retribution looks like trash. Like, they just get booked to lose every week in every match. So it was good to see them put together this feud for those two now. So that'll at least give them something to do in the meantime. Now, obviously, Otis lost the briefcase, so I do not know where his story is going to go. His girl's on Raw. He's on SmackDown. Vince McMahon likes him, but I guess a lot of
who's Otis going to cash in on? Roman Reigns?
He's not going to cash in on anyone. He doesn't have a contract anymore.
but that's crazy.
It would have been Roman Reigns, but it's like he wouldn't have won the match, right? So it's like, do you give him the opportunity to cash in and lose, or maybe win and then just lose the very next night? Or do you just punt and give it to The Miz, who can probably cash in on Edge or whoever ends up as the champ around WrestleMania? Because I'm sure The Miz will hold that briefcase for a while. I would hope, because they always waste one of the cash-ins like really quickly. Like Bayley cashed in, won the title. Alexa Bliss cashed in, won the title. Baron Corbin cashed in and failed. That was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Even Brock Lesnar cashed in his pretty quickly.
Brock Lesnar cashed in fast. Like, these are non-memorable cash-ins. It's like they just degraded the Money in the Bank match, and it's like you put on this great spectacle. You produce this show. You have Vince McMahon come out in the pandemic to be part of this.
Asuka didn't even get a chance to cash in.
She didn't even get a chance to cash in. So it's like you're just degrading this title to make it seem like, or this contract to make it seem like you're not guaranteed to be the champ. And I'm like, y'all should take pride in it. Whoever wins it should have a legitimate shot to be the champion. That's what it's always been. I know y'all are trying to change it up because the crowd's changing, the scene's changing, the world's changing, technology changes. So I can see why they, I guess, moved off of Otis, but I was kind of hoping it'd be a goofy little run with the title. It could have been a week. They gave The Fiend the Universal title for 1 week, and they lost it. So why couldn't you do it with Otis, right?
Yeah, I guess it does make sense. You're right. Cash-ins are always better when the longer they hold it. Like Carmella, I thought was really good. Ziggler. Yeah. Probably some other ones I'm not thinking of, but yeah, it just feels like because it's anticipation, like the fake out cash-ins or the half cash-ins. Did OSA ever try to cash it in, or just kind of
he just put meat in his lunch pail and went to work. I mean, it was like almost like it's a month after he got it, they were like, we're going to put The Miz and Morrison in the storyline where they're trying to get it off of him. And that's been the storyline up until this last Sunday. Now The Miz has the briefcase. He's entering into a semi-beef with Drew McIntyre, but he's got the briefcase. Otis obviously doesn't. Otis will feud with, I guess, Tucker. you know, I like Otis. He's funny. It's like a comedic act. It's kind of like R-Truth on Raw. This is to SmackDown, the same. So,
Yeah.
Other match was. Oh, go ahead.
No, so yeah, was the other match? Yeah,
I want to say because there was fillers in there, so they had to fill some slots. So they did Elias versus maybe Jeff Hardy. Yeah, it ended in the DQ. Elias is running with this idea that Jeff Hardy's the one that ran him over with the car back when they were.
I forgot about that.
Jeff Hardy, the alcoholic storyline. So that's enough.
They'll both clearly Sheamus.
It's obviously Sheamus. All three of them are on Monday Night Raw. It's almost like the brands just switched stars and they're just continuing their storylines right now. They're mixing up a little, but not too much.
People were complaining about that after the draft. I remember seeing that on Pro Wrestling Twitter.
I think
Fox just swapped everything. Yeah,
Fox just wants more ratings. USA is like, we're cool. I don't know. So you had a no contest with Jeff Hardy and Elias, and then they're doing this retribution thing, and I don't know if I'm thinking like, is Retribution just the job squad, but they're Retribution? Because they have not won a single match. They haven't really had a one-up on anyone. The biggest one-up was Mustafa Ali as the leader, and they still haven't won since then. They've lost they've lost tag matches. Bobby Lashley comes out, and he's like, well, MVP speaking for him was like, Mr. Lashley, the CEO of the Hurt Business, is going to step up and fight because I guess Retribution did the open challenge. One member of their group versus one member of Hurt Business. Hurt Business picks the members. They put Bobby Lashley out there. He put the title on the line. He fought Slapjack. Slapjack is Shane Thorne, I believe, formerly of TM61, formerly teamed with Brandon Vink, who's back in NXT. Don't even know who Brandon Vink is. Doesn't matter.
No, right?
Bottom line, Bobby Lashley wins the match through the Hurt Lock because he's just been dominating, which is good for Bobby. Bobby's got a mouthpiece to speak for him. Bobby goes in. Bobby kicks ass. Bobby leaves. Bobby's probably going to have a decent-sized U.S. title run. Bad for Retribution, though, because Retribution just loses. So it's like people on the internet are like, this angle is stupid. I still think it's cool, but it's like I don't know where that angle's going. It's like, when are they going to get a win? When are they going to get an up-ins? Because the next night on Raw, they did like an 8-man tag, and they lost that too.
Are they only feuding with the Hurt Business? Is that all they're
right now? The Hurt Business. They had started a little angle with the Fiend, in which the Fiend mauled all of them. He destroyed them all, so maybe they backed off of the Fiend angle because
the Fiend destroyed all Retribution
by himself. Yes, beat them all up.
Oh gosh.
So I don't know if the Fiend is becoming a tweener or a tweeny face. They kind of put him in the storyline with McIntyre and Randy Orton for the world title. But so that was a filler, and there might have been one other filler, but I think they. I'm trying to remember if there was another filler or if they went right into Bayley and Sasha, which was legendary, as you know. Bayley and Sasha.
Man, that's crazy. They've reignited their NXT magic on the main roster.
In the Hell in a Cell match.
Wow.
Great match, great spots. They did a lot of cool ish in that match. And Sasha used the bank statement with a chair to secure the victory.
Oh, modified bank statement. Okay.
Held it on a little longer just to really solidify. So she's the boss. She's the SmackDown Women's Champ. But now you got to wonder, will she successfully defend her title whenever she has to
she's got
the
Madden curse of first title defenses losing her.
She always loses. We'll get her first statements 2 days from now on SmackDown Live because it'll be her first appearance as the new champ. Bayley ends a historic run over 1 year as SmackDown Women's Champ, as the role model, as that BITCH. So it's interesting.
That's crazy, man. She evolved so much, man. Because when she won the title, she had very little momentum, man. And even the first couple of months, she was just struggling. So to see her overcome all that. I mean, even heading into WrestleMania, I don't think it was that much hype still. But then they just kind of found the groove and found one of the best storylines in WWE at the time. And now her title reign's finally good for Bayley, man. Because she came up with so much hype from NXT, and she just never really clicked on the main roster as a face, and then heel this whole year title run. Yeah, good for her, man. And good for the Sasha Banks too, because those two are best friends. Get to go out there and have a Hell in a Cell match together. Get to just probably have a show stealing kind of match, and they get to go back and party afterwards. So that's pretty cool for them.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, most professional wrestlers, I won't say most, but a lot of them will tell you, I've heard this through quotes, it's like, it doesn't matter who's going over as the winner. It just matters, how the show is presented. Like some of them. I feel like those two probably care more about that, Does it suck to lose? I'm sure it does suck, but you can still sell yourself as a top performer taking a loss. So I just wonder what they'll do with Bayley now. Is Bayley going to stay in the title scene? Is she going to get some time off? Because, she's been champ for so long. Is she going to come back around Rumble time? Is she going to maybe get into a feud with someone else on SmackDown? The possibilities are endless. And who would Sasha Banks' first feud be with? Or are we not done with this feud yet? Because we've seen these storylines. All the storylines that started in the pandemic have gone on through it. And I don't blame them because it's like you don't want to really tweak your stories too much because you're in a pandemic. So, like, you don't want to start cool super storylines maybe that would be more effective with a couple fans. So, we'll see
it's tough,
happens.
man. You said the Rumble, man. Just totally skip over Survivor Series and whatever December.
I didn't even mean to do that. Survivor Series is going to be just like the last several, minus NXT. You're getting all champ versus champ matches. You'll get one traditional Survivor, two traditional Survivor
no
matches.
NXT.
No NXT involved. As far as they say right now, that could change. We got.
I hope it does change. That was a good little monkey wrench last year.
Yeah, they should do it. But I guess NXT's got their own bit of angles. But it's like you can always break whatever storylines you're in for bragging rights on those shows, right?
Yeah, I agree. Especially during a pandemic where you're looking to buy time until fans come back, and I don't know if they're gonna have fans for the Rumble. That's my first thought because. How cool was last year? It was like in Houston, I think. Edge came back, and man, to have a Royal Rumble without fans, that might be even rougher than WrestleMania without fans because that's really interactive pay-per-view. So I don't know. Yeah, what's going on Snapchat?
Nothing's going on Snapchat. Sorry, I'm like the DD kind of, not really, but. The way the rides worked out, just making sure everyone's okay. Anyway, sorry. Back to bro business.
Papa Bear business in Dallas.
I wouldn't call it Papa Bear. But yeah, we're heading into the Big Four season now. Well, the end of it. You got Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and Mania.
Man.
We're still in the pandemic, so it's like, are we going to at least get to Mania and maybe have fans? But I don't know because the state of the country is like, we as the brass are not really dealing with Corona. We're just existing in it. So
I don't know, man. If they can do college football games with people spread out that much, I think some NFL stadiums have some. Yeah, too as well. Why not? Well, why not the one sport that never stopped the whole freaking time?
I went to the Cowboy Cardinals game. I won some tickets thanks to the Pizza Shack.
No, that's cool.
So,
thanks to the Pizza Shack. Oh, man.
Yeah, they did the contest.
That's cool, man.
So
see Kyler Murray live in person.
Yeah, and it was, it was fine. There's people around.
How spread out was it?
It was pretty spread out. People. It wasn't like there was pods. It was just like you're in a seat in the section. They probably have a certain amount of seats in the section and in the next section. But it was cool. Pretty full out there. 25.
How many people were in the usually sections 30 rows, 20 people in each row. Maybe 25 people, 30 by 30.
Wasn't nothing like that. It was probably like 25 people per section, I think.
No, okay, I
think they do about 25,000 fans. I think in most stadiums, at least the Cowboys. At least
Cowboys say is like 100,000. So it's like 1/4 the capacity. So that would be 25. Yeah.
Well, let's go. In the Super Bowl, we'll have about 20% fans. So we'll see. Back to wrestling, though.
What else happened at Hell in the Cell?
I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any grudge matches before I get to the main event. We did Bayley. I think after Bayley and Sasha was Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. Great match. It took a turn on Drew and he basically fell off the cell and onto a table. That was kind of, it was even till then. Very sick, very devious. Randy Orton's sick. He's a veteran in Hell in a Cell. This is Drew's first Hell in a Cell. End up on top of the cell. Drew trying to climb down the cell, falls off the cell onto a table, suffers internal bleeding. And that was what kind of wrote his end. He tried to fight his way out of it. Randy had the advantage. Drew missed the Claymore, a second Claymore. Randy hit the RKO and 1, 2, 3. Your new WWE champion, Randy Orton. But the feud doesn't end because the very next night on Raw, Drew is right back in his face saying, "I will haunt you till I get my title back." Obviously, this is just a way to keep the WWE champ relevant, keep Drew relevant until Edge is healthy and they can get to building the Edge versus Orton WrestleMania Part 2, which is what they're going to do.
This time for the title?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's the plan? That's the plan for the Rumor Roundup?
For the WWE title. Unless they change it. They could change it. You never know.
Plans change, yeah.
But that's what they want to do. They had
a long time for Orton to hold the title, man.
I know.
If they can hold out, but
at least he didn't win it at Mania, but I think he's going to be the champ. Unless they throw The Miz in there, but I feel like The Miz he could hold the Money in the Bank briefcase until like right after WrestleMania and then cash it in on Edge or something.
Oh, God.
I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is the last time Randy Orton was WWE champion, The Miz had the briefcase. That's all I'll say. I'll leave that asterisk there for you to sort out.
That's true. And then did he cash in on Orton? And then he faced
did.
Cena at
he cashed in on Orton, faced Cena, that whole Rock
at WrestleMania.
started.
Yeah, Rock, yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what happened. I would hope they wouldn't do that again and Vince wouldn't just be like, people probably forgot about this because, people like us remember it. That was when we first started watching again. But
that is true, actually, because The Rock came back and the pipe bombs a couple months later.
Yeah.
They did a really good promo with Nas's Hate Me Now featuring Miz. I guess it's on YouTube. Look that up for youngins out there.
Yeah.
Put some respect on Miz's name.
Put some respect on the Miz's name. So, overall, Hell in a Cell, I'd say it was like a B+. It was great. I liked it.
That's great, man. That's really good for that pay-per-view because that pay-per-view's had some clunkers over the years. But then
as in last year with The Fiend. Yep, I know.
Okay, I didn't want to call it The Fiend. So
no, but that wasn't probably his call. That was a call of creative. Speaking of The Fiend, he's now on Raw. He's got a new member of the Funhouse with Alexa Bliss. They haven't changed her name. They've just changed her music a little bit. They've changed her ring, they've changed her attire a little bit. She's getting a little crazier. So it's cool to see what they're doing with that idea. She's basically just like an assistant. She's not really doing a lot, but she's doing enough to affect, I guess, The Fiend and the storyline. So they're kind of building this like three-way feud between Drew McIntyre, The Fiend, and Randy Orton. So my guess is you'll probably see triple threat matches where The Fiend doesn't get pinned and Randy escapes the title and so on and so forth up until Edge comes back, whenever he comes back.
When is he supposed to come back? Royal Rumble?
He's hurt, so it's, I guess, whenever he can get cleared.
Oh, man. Anything else? AEW NXT wise, or
NXT had Halloween Havoc tonight.
That's a slap in the face to the Rhodes family. I'm saying that right now. They're stealing all the.
Were they trying to get Halloween Havoc?
I don't know. They're trying to get Halloween Havoc, Bash of the Beach, Great American Bash.
And they got them. They got them all right.
Yeah.
Wait, did Dusty Rhodes in fact come up with any or all of the names of all those pay-per-views?
Definitely Halloween Havoc. Definitely the War Games one. He came up with the War Games match. So I don't know about Great American Bash and Bash the Beach, but yeah.
It's what sucks though. I mean, Vince bought WCW, so he gets probably first dibs on all those names, right? So because I swore I heard that Cody was trying to file trademarks for either Bash at the Beach or Halloween Havoc or War Games, and it was like as soon as all that happened, NXT's like, we're having a War Games. We're having a Bash at the Beach. We're also having a Halloween Havoc on a Wednesday night. It's not going to be a pay-per-view. If you have the USA Network, you can tune in.
I think that's a slap in the face, too, just not making it a pay-per-view. I mean, come on, man. That should be like on a TakeOver at least. At NXT TakeOver Halloween Havoc. That'd be dope.
The host was hot, or she is hot. Shout out Shotzi Blackheart. And her Wheel of Doom.
That's the one for the tank?
In the green hair? Yeah, she was the host.
She's your new bae?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, okay.
And my roommates. But, that's not the
You got your roommate into wrestling?
Yeah, we watch it whenever we're
Or
both
was he
home.
already into wrestling?
No, he watched it back in the day, and I just got him into it, just watching it. So we watched all the shows. It's pretty cool. That's how I do it. It's my spell. What was I gonna say?
AEW?
AEW is doing awesome too. I mean, the Young Bucks were kind of doing some heelish things. They're facing FTR for the tag titles at the next show, which is Full Gear, which is like a week from Saturday.
Oh, wow.
They did a spot where FTR basically tried to break the ankle of Matt Jackson. He's not fully healthy. They're going into this match. They made a stipulation that if they don't win, they can never challenge for the tag titles again. So we'll see.
Oh, wow.
There's a number one contender for the AEW title because Moxley has beaten literally everyone. I think
he really has.
He's beaten everyone. The MJF, Lance Archer, Brody Lee, everyone, all of them. Mm-hmm. Jericho, obviously, for the title. And that tournament has culminated with Hangman Page versus former tag team partner Kenny Omega. The winner will get the tag title shot, or the world title shot. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So that's been cool. You know, AEW is doing their thing for a brand new company that's dealing with a pandemic. All the same, they're doing well. They do a little reckless stuff. There's spots where people probably shouldn't continue a match, like Matt Hardy last month or 2 months ago with Sammy.
Oh gosh, that was horrible.
Continued that match. There was a match. It was like a scramble I think it was the match with the Young Bucks. It was like the Young Bucks, Private Party, the Best Friends, and the Dark Order, which was Silver. By the way, if you don't watch BTE, go watch BTE. Dark Order is the most over thing on BTE. It's great. They just have random bits. Where I don't remember the guy. I only know the name Silver, and then the Brody Lee, and then Uno. But there's a guy that Silver's like henchman or one of his running mates, and they always try to recruit people. I can't think of his name. He got literally knocked out in the match, like knocked out where his hands were in the air, and he was knocked out.
Damn.
And he wasn't hurt. No one noticed. Like, Party went for a pin, and eventually they noticed. So they do a little reckless stuff, but it's almost like AEW has that big TV feel with a slight independent tweak in it.
Yeah.
It's cool. You know, you're trying to figure out what storylines they're doing. Allie, who was part of the Butcher and the Blade, and she was the bunny, is now the bunny again. Just randomly, it's like she went to just being.
Well, she was with Brandy for a while.
She was with Brandy. Now she's not with Brandy. That was all a ruse to get infiltration on the Nightmare family. Now she's with the family, which is like Eddie Kingston, Pentagon's Lucha Bro. Who else is in that family?
It's a really random faction, yeah.
It's a bunch of tag teams, and then Eddie Kingston, and then Allie or the Bunny. So it's like sometimes you wonder where AEW is going with their stories, but most of them are cool.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy versus Cody happened tonight. I guess it went to a no contest time limit draw. Supposedly good. They are doing great feud with MJF and Chris Jericho, which if MJF wins, he gets to be in the inner circle. I guarantee you, either whether he wins or loses, he'll probably win. He'd probably flip off the inner circle and say, I was never going to join you anyway.
That's a good – wait, Jericho and MJF are feuding?
It's like a friendly feud. They had like a dinner last week with some steak that was cooked completely rare. Go watch the videos on YouTube. It's funny. What else is going on? The NWA Women's Champion gets more exposure on AEW than the actual AEW Women's Champion. I don't know if you remember the name Serena Deeb. She used to be in the Straight Edge Society. She was the chick that shaved her head.
Yeah.
But she's got her hair back. She's a new NWA Women's Champion.
Wow.
I guess
she was in the Mae Young Classic, too.
Yeah, she was. NWA and AEW have a working relationship. Thunder Rosa was the NWA Women's Champ. She dropped the belt. There's rumors that she's going to go ahead and sign with WWE, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, wow.
She probably wouldn't have dropped the title if she wasn't going there, so
yeah,
we'll see if that pays off. Trying to think of anything else major. Cody's a TNT champ. FTR's a tag champ. Moxley's still the world champ. He's had the title for a while.
So all WWE guys or former WWE guys.
Right. There was something on the internet about them pushing WWE guys, but it's like, I don't think they push them. I just think it's the way the storylines work, you know?
Yeah, I really don't see that either, yeah. I just think that's a footnote. I don't think they're going out of their way to do that, yeah.
No, I mean, Cody's like vice president. That might have something to do with it. It might not. John Moxley is completely different from Dean Ambrose, I feel like.
Yeah.
And then FTR is not the Revival. Like they're a little edgier. So we'll see what happens. Kind of excited to see what SmackDown does this weekend. As far as like what storylines develop, it's like we just had a draft, so trying to figure out who's going to be Roman Reigns' next challenger. I would assume that storyline with the family's over.
Yeah.
KO's there now. Seth Rollins is there now. The Mysterio family's there now. And then on Raw, obviously, like I said, The Fiend, Drew McIntyre, and Randy Orton will probably feud over that title. So wrestling's business, I would say, is booming. I know you guys are the naysayers. Like, I don't care because there's way more things to watch, you know, and I get it. But Monday nights, wrestling is interesting to flip through and see what storylines they're telling. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else major that I missed. I don't think so.
No, man. It seems the wrestling is hitting its stride, maybe just as the pandemic's. I'm not even closing, but
maybe
continuing. Maybe I don't know if it's ending either. It seems like cases are going up over here in Arizona.
They are. They're going up. Yeah. They're going up everywhere. Like, and I figured that would happen. So I'm like, so are we just going to exist in the middle of flu season with a pandemic, or is there going to be a time where someone comes out and says it's over, or is it like when the vaccine comes out, you have to get vaccinated, and then they'll come out and say as a whole it's over, or is it like never going to be over? Like,
it has to be like 2 years from now, we're all still wearing masks and worrying about coronavirus.
I don't mind the masks, but I do mind the masks. Like, I don't, you know, because some places
most
you go,
tough when you're working,
you're sweating. Like, I know people that don't necessarily have to wear a mask to their job, or they work from home, whatever. They don't have to wear a mask for 7-8 hours a day. You know, they only have to wear it when they go out or they go into a store. You know, if you go to a local pub, you might not even have to wear a mask to go inside, but there's no social distancing. It's not like you sit at this spot in the bar and you sit down here. It's just like America as a whole is kind of like adapting, which I guess that's cool, but gotta be mindful there's still a global pandemic going on.
I think it's crazy people have been working from home since like March. Like people going stir crazy if you have to work from home, not being around your crewmates or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of wild,
Exactly. So it's wild, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll still be here podcasting. I think we ditched Skype. I think we started Google Hangouts, started the pandemic, moved to Skype, and now we're finally into Zoom. I think we're going to ride this Zoom momentum until the producer comes back, at least.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Any final thoughts?
No, man. It's been another edition of the Bros for Elbows show. Thank you for watching. We're on Twitter. I haven't tweeted in a while. We're on Facebook. Haven't Facebooked in a while. On YouTube. You can catch our videos on there at least. And iTunes, Spotify, subscribe for when we do come back and get some producing bells and whistles on there. When the producer ends his sabbatical, has long awaited his return for his Royal Rumble return. Maybe he'll return by the Royal Rumble.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I don't got any other final thoughts. You can catch us on all those streaming platforms. Thanks for listening to us. Shout out to all the fans. I think he's going to elbow drop your friends, people, right? Elbow drop Donald Duck for some reason.
That's all I got.
I can't come up with a catchphrase, so that's my catchphrase.
I'm sure maybe Carmella has abs under there somewhere.
She does. She's in the repackaging. We'll see what happens there, too.
Some people would rather be in Arizona.
I would rather be in Arizona. You're right. Okay.
I don't know what Anthony's catchphrase was.
Bumblebee 2 man. I'm stopping the recording. Goodbye.